of us want clients that are so wowed by us, they so feel your authority that they're like, okay, how can I work with you? Like, how do we do this thing? Yeah, we're all for that, right? Michelle did my first Easy Lift training and had a call with a participant yesterday. Got a new local client this week, completely unrelated to the training. And two ladies said yes to the 12-week offer. Wins keep happening when we are mindful of this is how we transform lives. We're not going to apologize for selling because selling is service. Selling is noble. Selling equals the start to transformation. Amazing, amazing. Did I miss anything? Charlotte, I've been getting more and more confident as my role as an expert, and I'm feeling so good about what I offer and that it really can help people. Yes, it can change their lives. Yes. Like, you know what? We really have to believe that. And this idea of, yeah, but I can't fully believe Jude until, and I'm not talking about Charlotte, this is everybody, because that's how we are. I can't really feel 100% certain, like you're telling me. I can't feel a full body. I know my offer's good until it's perfect, or until I figure out this last little something something, or until I work with X number of clients or made so much money. Is anybody resonating with what I'm saying? Because that's the enemy keeping you small. God said, this is what I have for you, daughter. And so, like Moses, we've got to believe when he goes, don't worry, I will equip you, but you're exactly where you need to be now. You have everything you need to show up in that authority that God appointed. That's why, if you'll notice, like Jude, you might see on my Facebook, the cover is divine authority. Look, we know some woo-wooers out there will say, you are a divine authority because you are divine, okay? But no, no, no. We're divine authority because the Lord God anointed and appointed us as that authority. That's what, so welcome to your divine authority era, okay? That's what we're talking about here. I missed another one. Christine had a win yesterday. Okay, Susan, I've been power thinking on my isms during the last hour. And have you had some revelations? Where is Susan? Oh, there she is. Okay. Yeah. When I do that, when you have dedicated, I encourage you to spend at least a solid hour during the week, whether it's a solid hour or two 30-minute pockets of just kind of examining your methodologies, your frameworks, okay? Not to obsess over them in a negative way, but rather to see, ooh, how can I make this extra juicy? What am I missing? How could I up level? Bonnie, I published a book. Oh my goodness. Another book. Let's hear it for Bonnie. And I have two more in the final editing stages that are going to be published in the next month. Talk about prolific. Come on, Bonnie. Love it. Love it. Congrats. And I know those are pieces, those are strategic pieces of Bonnie's building of her legacy, of her business. Yes. Bridget, when I implemented some of the messaging that we worked on last week, and I've had 2 reels go viral. Whoa. Okay. That's great. So, Bridget, where's Bridget? There she is. So you know what that means. Take snapshots, ladies. Take snapshots of those that viewed. That gives you a reason to reach out. Hey, what resonated with you most about that? Or whatever might be relevant to it. Okay. Ask them something relevant without, you know what? I had a sales call last week or something, and she said, you know, we were talking about DMs and stuff, conversations. And she said, I hate getting DMs. And I go, really? And then, you know, she just talked on, and I go, that's so interesting. I said, because that's exactly why we're here in this conversation. She laughed and she said, yeah, you're right. Wow, that's so right. And I said, so why are you here? She goes, because I loved it. And as I looked into you, I'm just like, wow, where have you been all my life? You know, so that is, you know, that's just the real juice there, right? So way to go. We got to maximize and optimize what we're doing here. We don't do a reel to go viral. We do a reel to get the right people in our world, and so that we know who they are so we can stay in touch. Okay. Christine, strange win, but I registered for a local Christian networking event. That's cool. That's not strange. That's cool. Terry got final book edits completed a summit interview. Lots of little things. I would say each of those things are ginormous. Huge check mark 1, huge check mark 2. So way to go, Terry. So good. So good. I can't wait to read that book. Heather landed another personal finance client. Woo! Let's go, Heather. Right. I bet you any money she knows other amazing women like her so they could plug into the personal and or the business. That's amazing. Yes, some new insights, says Susan. Okay, Carolyn, my Easy Lift event was incredible. 15 signed up, 8 showed up. Okay, do you know that's like over 50%? That's way above average, Carolyn. Amazing. 4 are interested in continuing in the full program, and I'm having sales calls. Let's go. Let's go. Do you feel the momentum? If you feel it, give me some love in the chat. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Awesome. So today, week 2, mini training on our 30-day sprint as we look to 2 to 3x our revenue. Okay. I want to tell you, doubling your revenue is impossible without 2 big things. And guess what? None of this will be new, but I want to repeat it and emphasize it because it's super important. Okay. Details matter. And there's a reason why I come back to some same concepts because they're important. Number 1, doubling your revenue is impossible without the daily power hour. But tell me in the chat, and there's no shame, no judgment, okay? Or how many days last week did you do a power hour? And your power hour, let me be clear, could be only 30 minutes because maybe some of you, like maybe Eugenia, another young mom is here, you might have said, I'm only working 4 hours a day, so I'm going to do it for 30 minutes. Hey, 30 minutes a day is better than 0. So how many days last week out of 5 did you do a power hour? Let's just be really real. You're here for accountability. So that is the love and the tenor with which I am, suggesting this. But now, if we really want what we say we want with these increased revenues and more amazing clients so that we can fulfill God's purpose for our lives, we will do it. Okay. It's impossible for you because here's the deal. Power Hour does 3 things: connection, conversation, conversions. Leads to conversation, which leads to conversion on the one-to-one track. On the one-to-one track. The one-to-many I'm not talking about right now. But that's why daily power hours are so important. And thank you for popping that in. Way to go, Eugenia and Carolyn as well. Okay. So you will not increase your revenues without the daily power hour. Number 2, you will never double or triple your revenue unless you have hyper specificity around 2 big things. Who wants to guess what those big things are? One is the best client. Way to go, Charlotte. What's the other? Offer, kind of, sort of, but something more specific. Life, words, best client, and messaging. Okay. I like to think of it as the who, the best client, and also the what, as in what they want. What they want, the transformation. And so, yes, messaging is all around how we say that. So that is your words and her life. We're going to talk about that in a second. But I need to know that best client intimately and what they want. Let's talk about the best client. Besides knowing who she is, and it can't be everybody, or you're talking to nobody, okay? So you need to know what she does in her life. Does she work? And I subject to you that rare is the woman who doesn't work or never worked, who is a best client for you because you're in business. And too many, especially Christian women, there are some women who will not spend a dime, except for their Target runs, without asking for their husband's permission. And that is why I'm not being ugly saying we can't serve women who don't have money. What I am saying is if we are here, then let's get some revenue going, some stability there in the finances so we can offer scholarships and not work for free. Okay. So what else about the best client? And one of you, Charlotte, did it. Part of knowing your best client is knowing the specific moments in her life. That's the storytelling. That's the frame. That's the lens through which we create our content. So we're talking about moments in time. What is their life experience? And so if for weight loss, it's not just what she's doing at mealtime. It is what she's thinking of at, 7 a.m. when she gets up. How is she, what is she thinking about her weight while she's in that business meeting, right? It's all day things that are going on. So it's the actual life experiences outside of your area of expertise. So that's why it can be a great success mapping aka market research question, to say, tell me about your day briefly, and then go deep. And maybe that's a great question for clients you already are working with, because you already know their best clients. So you want to know kind of, hey, before we started working together, what was it like? Okay. So that's all knowing the best client with hyper specificity. Next, knowing what they want. Okay. I want to give you a couple of examples. For me, like, they don't just want to make money, they want offers to sell out. Like, there's a difference there. Hey, you want to make money? Sure. But there's nothing to draw her in. They don't just want to lose weight. Like, they want to feel sexy again, to rekindle the spark in their marriage they haven't had in a couple of decades. And you're like, Judy, I don't know. If that my person? Well, even if they have another reason, they'll plug into that. They can picture that. Ooh, that would be nice. She was thinking that, hey, it would be a great idea for me to be able to lift my kid and not worry about my back going out. Like I want you to get to these specifics around what they want. Right? So Heather, they want money. They want to build 7-figure net worth with a 6-figure income. Why? So they can do what? How is that going to impact their life? I really want us, and I would encourage you to not only power think about it on your own, but talking to your best clients about that. Tell me why that's important to you. And then you always go deeper. And why is that important? And what does that mean to you? Tell me more. Okay. One more example. They don't want to be happier. They don't want a happier life, right? They want to feel in control no matter the work or family chaos, right? They want to actually experience and enjoy every second of their child's childhood. Like that just paints a more vivid picture than you want this. So I get it. Like, it's easy for us to say, and I'm just, Charlotte's on the top of my thing. So it's easy to say, I know you want resilience. Well, what does that look like? They don't know what that means. Or for Lindsay, they want grit. Well, there's a part of them, they think they got the grit, but they lost it, right? So, but what does that mean? What do they really want? Okay.